Fear is the space waiting to be filled by the fullness of love. So in truth, the experience of fear is an invitation. It's an invitation to sit with ourselves, to receive direction, answers, guidance. Fear is just waiting for us to show up for ourselves, to make a choice, to embrace it, so that we can feel it with deep love. And to love is to care. And when we care, we desire to understand, not to create harsh judgment or criticize or reject or shame. When we care, we have a desire to show up, to create sacred space. We ask questions. How can I help you? What's going on with you? What do you need? Guide me. What is it that I'm not doing for you? When we care, we take actions rooted in love. And when we love, we want to support. Yes. So fear is, in true, a servant. A servant to love. So I don't know you, I don't know your life, I don't know where you're at on your journey. However, if you're coming across this message, it is in my heart desire that you feel, that you allow yourself to feel supported and to be loved by the divine, by me, who I choose to be here to serve as a vessel so the divine can remind you of how loved and supported and how worthy you are of experiencing your heart desires. We are going through very important times right now. Humanity, right, is a crossroads. Humanity is being asked to evolve, to grow, to recognize, to shift. I know that you guys are probably gonna hear it out around, right? The world is splitting, and there is two worlds right now. Sorry. That the world is changing. Is it that the world is changing, or is it that some of us are changing and we're changing the world. Because how we experience it, how we perceive it, how we receive it, and it depends on how much love and care you have for yourself, right? That equals the same love and care you have for others, for humanity, for the earth. This is the truth, right? But we were experiencing these beautiful times, and yeah, it's very challenging because there's a lot of healing that needs to be done. It is not easy. And something that I desire to help you with is the understanding that fear is an experience. You don't have to identify with the fear you experience. You don't have to allow it to completely take you into complete procrastination and stagnation in life. Instead, embrace it as an experience. And like I said, fear is inviting you to show up and to love yourself and to go deep within yourself even more, and to listen to what is it that's truly living within you, what's truly happening within your unconscious, within your body. Where are the places that you must take on a journey, right? A shamanic inner journey to go and meet with these aspects of you that feel that they have to be living in shame and regret and guilt, feeling unloved, unworthy, unheard, unvalued. So when we experience fear, that's just a call for us to go and meet ourselves in a very deep, profound way, to bring love, to bring care, because to love is to care. And when we care, we're going to take actions that embody love. You see? And obviously, the love I'm talking about is not the love that we have been conditioned and programmed to believe, that is about being possessive and someone coming and saving you and rescuing you, and the perfection, the perfect relationship, and the all of this story of, is Disney like, right? No, I'm talking about love in essence, right? What is to love is to care. And when you care, sometimes you're going to say no. Oh no, I'm done. When you love and you care, when you respect yourself, you say, I'm done with this. Even though, yeah, there's going to be the experience of having to grieve, disappointment, betrayal, the challenges, right? Having to change our lives. But at the end of the day, you are taking actions, you are embodying, you are embracing love. And when you love, you care. A loving mother will use the hand of severity and the hand of mercy. It will do what needs to do to help her child become a better human being, right? It will support the child with positive actions that are rooted in the desire, right, to help the child become a balanced human being. And something that we struggle as humans is with balance. We go here or we go there, right? So fear is inviting you to love yourself. And when you know how to love yourself properly in a healthy way, right? Then things change. We start to show up very differently. And so, as I'm recording these messages, doesn't matter when you come across this video. What matters is that you're here. But as I am recording these messages, there's a huge shift in our perception and our perspective that is happening. And for those who are walking the path of spiritual awakening, of the spiritual warrior, of ancestral healing, right? That requires inner child healing, inner teenager healing, healing the feminine and healing the masculine, right? Healing the mental body, the physical body, the emotional body, and the spiritual bodies, right? We are going through a process where we are releasing the old life, the old ways of existing, the old ways of communicating, the old ways we used to relate to ourselves, others, and the world around us. There's a massive shift. And so what happens? Our nervous system is being reset. Our our survival brain is like, what's going on? This is not how we live life. Like, no. So there's like a kind of like, with this process of healing, there's like an inner battle that we must overcome, where we have every aspect of ourselves, right? Are like fear, fear, danger, danger. This is not normal. This is not how we have been living. And what are you telling me that I have to sit down and release and sit in my womb? Or for those in male bodies, are you telling me that I can relax and let myself sit within my lower chakras and not be so tense and having to show up like that, right? So there's this process of adapting, where we have to be flexible, where patience right now is number one. Patience, because this process cannot be forced. This process cannot be forced. We cannot control it, because this path is about walking it. You're walking it. You have to go with it. There's an aspect, yes, where we're studying things, we're receiving the information, or some people refer as the codes or the downloads and all of that. But at the end of the day, it needs to go into a process of integration. Integration happens when we embody. And so going through the inner battle in order to then embrace and embody the new is literally what I'm seeing in my psychic gift is my psychic eye is the fool. The fool already let go of the old life, of the old way. Anything that was burdening the fool, he walked away from it, and he's now opening himself, herself into the new, and he's walking with the spirit. He's connected to the earth, to the spiritual world, right? He understands that he have allies, because he's now embracing the fullness of his capacity to be a multidimensional being. And so the fool moves now with revelations and deep intuition, and it's just like the approach is childlike. The fool is okay with being the teacher and being the student, learning new skills, walking the path. And as the fool, right, chooses to move forward in each step, he is embodying through the experiences, through the overcoming, through learning the new, going through the new, you know what I mean? And he's guided by the celestials, by the higher mind, by the Uranus, you know what I mean? And of course, it's all of the celestials, because at the end of the day, all of them are supporting us in different areas in our lives, and they exist within us, and we exist within them too, and we project these energies, right? And so it is about oneness and unison, and it's really about walking the path. And so it takes time. The message is a message of understanding, of having patience. I need to be flexible, to be open. I need to move with deep intention. They need to find balance within the things we're doing. Our approach must be rooted and grounded within healthy desire that comes from your connection to divinity. Because only then, when you have cultivate that connection and your desire comes from divinity, then there's a process where you surrender. And when your animalistic desires are getting really loud, you say, no, this is not how we do it anymore. We are allowing divinity through reverence and surrendering to guide us and to tell us how to move forward, where to go. Our choices and decisions are no longer from the old ways, where we were impulsive, on the chase, right? Acting from a place of deep comparison, deep jealousy, deep envy, rushing into things, ignoring our intuition, ignoring what our body was telling us, our emotions, our heart. So this is the shift. And so if you are finding yourself going through a period where there's this feeling, right, where you're like, I'm lost, I'm confused, I've been doing all of these things, nothing is working. I created this business, I created this, all these ideas, I have invested all this money in these things, and like nothing is just like, nothing is happening. And and we go into where the intellect is saying, danger. Doesn't make sense. Nothing is moving. I'm not seeing anything here happening. So this must be wrong. And it's preparing us, right? It goes into our nervous system and saying, alarm, survival. We need to prepare for the worst. We need to prepare, because what if the past is going to repeat itself again? And here is very easy to snowball and to crash. And if you go through it, it's also part of the experience, because then when you get out of there, hopefully, then you can speak to other people and say, hey, I've been there and I'm here. I keep going, right? I know what is to be there. And obviously I'm speaking about it because I know it. Like I said, because this path is about walking it. It's about life. It's not just about the higher chakras. It's about your relationship with your body, with being here, with embracing your humanness. This is the bigger picture. Finding balance within navigating the spiritual world and this plane of existence. It's not about perfection. It's about wholeness. It's not about denial of our humanness. It's about embracing our humanness and having a higher spiritual understanding about our humanness and the truth about our humanness, which you are experiencing through revelations, right? That you are a multidimensional being, that there's more to you. And now what happens? Oh, right, with this revelation comes the work, where you have to cultivate your relationship with the many avatars or vehicles within other dimensions. And now you have to, you gain the understanding that you have an aspect of you, your emotional body, your mental body. And if they are fighting, you're fighting here. If you're negating your physical and you're just in your spiritual, there's a misalignment. And so this journey, it requires great spiritual understanding. And so it's going to challenge our brain, because we can say, oh yeah, I'm multidimensional. You can just say it. That doesn't mean that you are living it, that you're experiencing it, that next level, because that's when you're going to go in through all of the freaking triggers, because it requires for you to change, to shift. And your actions are no longer the same actions as before. Like I said, you don't take action the same way. You're now navigating life so differently. And there's a level of peace that can be so loud. Isn't that so crazy? When you start to manifest a level of peace and ease, and you're no longer being blasted by things coming left and right, it feels discomfort. It feels very, yeah. There's this experience of discomfort, because it's like, I'm not used to live with a lot in a life that I can rest, that I can attend to my emotions and cry for 3 days and process, and I'm not used to things moving in slow, and I'm not used to having time to go and take a walk and be in nature and feel the sun and be like an iguana, just chilling out and drinking your coffee, no? And so it's a complete shift in your experience of life. And what about when you change, and now you change your relationship with yourself, change your relationship with others? You're now experiencing profound love, and what is to be supported, and what is to really embrace intimacy within connections. And it's just like, oh wow, well, this is intense. Ooh, I'm feeling a little vulnerable. I always desired this, and now that I have it, it's just like, what do I do with all of this, right? That's also part of it. It's just like, the miracles that happens when you start to manifest healing within relationships that you never thought that it was going to happen, and now you're finding yourself experiencing it, and you're like, you go into like, it's just weird. I did not see this coming. This is what I desired, and it's happening, and now it's like, oh my goodness, well, this is just really awkward. So what I'm trying to communicate here, and hopefully you're grabbing this, right, is that you are going, or you are, and you will be through this journey. You're going to feel so cracked open and vulnerable. It's like the inside is exposed, and it's like, everybody is looking at me, at the truth, at these aspects of me. What? I think about many people in my life that never really knew me. They think they know me, and no, they did not know me. They didn't. That's something else. You're going to be surprising people. Like, what? Like for me, like I'm a communicator. Like, what is she doing now? You know what I mean? Well, I'm not wearing the mask, and I'm doing the things that come very organic and easy to me, that I was doing differently before, right? Because at the end of the day, like, I can only speak for myself, but just I feel like sharing, right? I have always been that person who gives that advice to people. People call me for answers. People call me for this. People call me for. I have listening skills, and I like problem solving, and then I have the gift of communication and being psychic, and knowing, right? I have the psychic abilities, and like I was always using them, but I was wearing mask, right? I was not saying anything, and now it's like I'm all over social media, and people are like, what? So this is also a part of it, right? Where your family is going to be like, what are you telling me? You're a medium? You're psychic? Are you telling me you have this gift all the time? What? Who are you? When did you study that? Or you're making it up? You know what I mean? Like, this is also an aspect to this journey. And once again, you feel like open. I'm vulnerable because they're gonna be thinking things and they're gonna say things, but at the end of the day, we have no control over it. But it's still there's discomfort. There's like, oh man. And once again, we can find beauty within everything, right? We can find beauty within everything, and then the liberation. Oh my God, yes, this is me. You can call me woo woo. You can call me that I'm freaking nuts. You can put all the labels and tags. I don't care because at the end of the day, I am being truthful. And you know, just like everything in life, like people then they have so much their own stories, their own problems, their own things going on that they just scroll. You know what I mean? And then the people close to you, they adjust to you, and when you just don't feed it the attention and you just stand your ground and you own, you know, who you really are, then things shift. It's amazing how our responses to life and legacy events and situations and people, how things shift when you shift, when you choose a different reaction, no, response, sorry, and not a reaction. When you choose to respond very differently, then something happens in the unconscious of the person or the people, and they it's just, you're gonna see it. You're gonna go through these things where like, what? Wow, okay. Because a lot of times, and most of the time, you know, we're acting from the unconscious, and people are acting, reacting through their unconscious. So when you're no longer feeding that, they go into like, whoa, there's a shift. Something happened within them. And so that shifts the responses. Yeah. So once again, fear is an experience and an invitation for you to show up with love. Fear is just an experience, and it wants for you to sit with it, to love it, to understand it, and to allow it to move through you, through your body, to be released and transform into love. That's the great work of an alchemist. It's never about separation, it's about unification, oneness. Because at the end of the day, they are coexisting. So separation is just an illusion in every way. Everything is coexisting. So when you understand that, if love and fear are coexisting, there's a purpose, and it is up to us to then become the alchemist through our responses to these energies, to these experiences. We can shift our life, our ways of thinking, of seeing things, of receiving, of communicating. Everything we can shift. And this is an invitation. This is happening, you know, to humanity. But those, you know, those who have eyes to see and ears to hear, those who are ready, then they will be receptive. Those who are not there yet, they're not there yet. We cannot force it. And this is something very important to understand. We must have respect for the path that every living being is walking. We cannot force awakenings into anyone. There's a greater power that's leading and is guiding everything, and we must become the change we want to see in the world. So if we speak about respect and spirituality, then we must walk our talk, and we must become the change and not wait for the world to change. We have to be the ones who change, correct? Right? But with this, I leave you. It is in my heart desires, like I said, that you take something beautiful from this channeling or from this spiritual talk. And I'm grateful for you being here. Be grateful for yourself. Honor yourself and remember, patience is a virtue. And fear and love are coexisting. Fear is just an invitation for you to love more, to experience love more and more and again and again and again. May you be blessed. Namaste and blessings. Thank you so much. Chao, chao. Muchas gracias.